The CSL ensemble, Ms. Jerry Lynn, is out sick today, so I'm second string. I'm taking her place. See these things? Turn them off. And please get up for our first opening song, One Big Family. 2, 3, 4.
All right, come on everybody, let's go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, say hello to somebody around you. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Woo. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want all of our veterans to please stand up. If you are a veteran, will you please stand? Let's give them a big round of applause on this wonderful Veterans Day. Remain standing, everyone. Yes. We'd like everybody to stand up. Everyone stand up. We want to open our service today with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right.
All right. Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Here's some pictures from our, from
This is
Saturday.
what the sanctuary looked like Friday night.
Yes, Friday night. Isn't
Yeah.
that beautiful?
Ross, stand up. We want to thank Ross and all of our volunteers, but Ross
especially
for
Ross,
putting this thing
thank
together.
you.
You did an amazing job.
Amazing job. And all our volunteers, if we couldn't, to transform this sanctuary the way we did, we couldn't have done it without all the volunteers. Would please everybody who helped at all Thursday or Saturday morning putting it back together, please stand up. We want to thank you all. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
So much for all the help.
I was telling Laura earlier, Dr. Tom, our founder, we're celebrating 45 years today, actually. So today's our 45th. So we're celebrating that today. But Dr. Tom, our founder, he would be, for those of you who knew him, he would be rolling over in his urn if he knew that we had a dance floor right here and we were singing It's Raining Men. So he'd be like, I saw the ashes go right there in my mind. Right there, anyway.
And he led a conga line so beautifully throughout the church. Everybody dancing in and out of here. Anyway, it was really, really fun. Do you want to talk about the Pride Parade too?
Oh yeah, those of you who were engaged in our Pride Parade last week, our Pride March, please stand up. You rocked with us with Pride. Hey, yeah, there we go. It was fun. You guys did a great job. We had about 40 people march with us. We had these balloons, and I was riding in Laura's VW purple bug, and I felt like the queen you think I am. I
was like, Did you have a crown?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you had a crown. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
Butch it up.
All right. Also, I want to also thank everybody who donated to make the gala a success, all of our sponsors,
Yep.
and then all of you who donated extra money, even if you couldn't attend. And hopefully next week we'll have the figures about how much money we raised. But thank you. Thank you so much. And this time I'm going to turn this over to Dale because we have a very special thing she's doing this afternoon.
A very special thing you are not going to want to miss. Member Council is meeting today at 12:30 following services. And this is something that we are creating just organically. We want to bring together all of you that are interested in bringing something to the center that hasn't been done before, which are ideas that we can put into actual concrete events and activities that bring more connection to our center, to all of you, and to bring us outside of the center as well. Now, we don't want you to be confused by the word member because we've had people question that they don't feel like they're a member or they've never gone through our membership class, but as long as you identify with this beautiful place as your place of worship and
when somebody says to you, where do you go? And you go, I go to the Center for Spiritual Living, then you belong at this meeting.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
How's that? That's pretty.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Works.
Yeah. And so we are just so excited to have your creativity, your ideas come forward together so we could really do some great stuff together that has not been done before. So I promise you it's only going to be an hour. So if this interests you at all or you went to the last meeting, please come because we're going to do some forward motion today and get some stuff launched. So join us at 12:30 right here in the sanctuary.
Perfect.
And I think I have another
and then
one.
You're next one.
I'm
yeah.
next too, yeah. Okay, so I'm starting a wonderful class this Wednesday called The Essential Emma Curtis Hopkins. And it'll be 9 o'clock Wednesdays, 9 to noon in the Ohm Room. Now, many of you might not know who Emma Curtis Hopkins is. She is one of the most amazing teachers of science of mind principle because she was a teacher to Ernest Holmes. And when you read her, you're going to see all of these principles that we talk about here on Sunday mornings. You're going to see them in this writing that was done like in the late 1800s. So I find that when I teach this class and the people that come into this class, their faith quadruples. There's something about Emma's writings that just get us right here in the heart, and they open ourselves up to seeing these principles in a whole new way that is going to allow you to identify with this teaching in a whole different approach than what we might do in some other classes. So I invite you to join me Wednesday.
Perfect.
I think that's
Next
it.
one up.
Okay.
Gentle Yoga is back.
Audrey's back, and so this is a wonderful, it's gentle, everybody can do it. Bring your mat, come here. It's here in the sanctuary at 10 o'clock this Wednesday. It starts again, so you don't want to miss that. And then it's Rev It Up Wednesday. Like I said at the first service, William's going to drive in and do a wheelie down the center here. No, but it is a high energy Wednesday night faith lift. They do music. There's a lot of interaction. So please join Dale and William for that this Wednesday at 6:30 here in the sanctuary. And then Tim Radosky, who's a practitioner, and he is offering his services for free. There's a lot of confusion about the enrollment, especially when you have the Medicare 65. Thank God I had Tim to help guide me to pick the right programs for myself.
People who are under 65
and there's
who have to make medical choices.
Right, and they have to anybody if you're under 65 and whatever, this is open enrollment time. You don't want to miss out on this period, so please come on next Sunday and have all your questions answered. He will be here to help you with that, and that's free. That's free. He's offering that. I'm going back to Brazil in May. I want to lead a group from here. This is it's not just a healing physical, it's spiritual, financial, emotional. It is wonderful. Miracles happen there. We go as a group. Monica is going to be here next week to explain to you what the package is all about. And if anybody who's interested, we all stay together. It's really a wonderful event. This is my third time going. I'm looking forward to it. And so that'll be next Sunday also. And also, Greg, are you here, Sophos? Are you here, Greg? At the service. Anyway, Greg, he has been working, talk about sacred service, he's redoing our whole garden out there outside, so please stop by. It's not quite finished, but he's done so much, and we really appreciate the work that he has done to just redo that whole area there.
Take a look.
Yes, take a
All right.
look.
Scott, please introduce our soloist. There we go.
Good afternoon, everybody. So the gentleman that's going to come out and sing for us, he's been here before. He's going to help us get down grungy today. So Jerry McFarland is a very successful singer, songwriter, had a stint with the Righteous Brothers. He's got music that's been covered by Laura Branigan and others. And he tells me he's got a brand new home in Sedona, and we're all invited to come and stay with him. Yeah. What? That's not what you said? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, please put your hands together for Mr. Jerry McFarland.
That's working. 1, 2, ready, go. Floor monitor. Hey, take me down the muddy river where the water runs deep and fast, where my soul is made new again, clean from my storied past. Hey, tuck me in that muddy water once the devil please away. 'Cause I'm ready for a Sunday sermon on a bright sunny day. Here we go. Tell my friends that I am renewed. I am free from that demon blues. No wicked ways to shoot and choose. I am a man Hey, take me down the river Jordan where John the Baptist dies. I wanna break some holy bread, but I won't touch that wine. Take me down to the deep Red Sea where Moses turned the tide. I wanna walk water's parted where it shows light. Tell my friends that I am renewed. I'm free from that demon mood. Wicked ways to suit and shoot. I am a man renewed. Yes, I am. Beating on Biloxi blonde, trying to turn me inside out. 'Cause I've been dipped in the holy water. Hallelujah, let me scream and shout. I'm a man who's proselytized and no debauchery on my mind. Have mercy, it's a brand new day. Don't eat no fruit in the vine. Yeah. Red Sea where Moses turned the tide. I wanna walk water's parted where the chosen walk the line. Chorus. Tell my friends that I am renewed, that I am free from that demon rules. No wicked ways to suit and shoot. I am a man renewed. He is a man renewed. Yes, I am. He is a man. Oh, hallelujah, baby. He is a man. Oh, brand new. He is a man renewed.
All right, Jerry, the band and the singers. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you to the vets.
Was there a line in there that said you loved debauchery?
No debauchery on my mind.
Oh. Well, then you're not going to get along with any of these people then, because this is a group that's kind of their...
That's next door.
That's right here. Okay. So thank you guys. Let's hear it for the band and the singers. They did a great job as always. We open every service with our mission statement to remind ourselves why the Center for Spiritual Living in Palm Desert, why we do what we do, and why you're here. So join me, please. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. Lights down. Let's take a deep breath in. There's a lot going on around us. There's a lot going on around us. The fires and the shootings, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming because we don't know where to start or what to do. But that's why you're here today. We're here to center ourselves and to find ourselves a way to establish a consciousness of healing, a consciousness of light, a consciousness of truth. In order for us to do that, we have to remove ourselves from all the things that are spinning around in our mind and allow ourselves just to become fully present and concentrate on the very thing that is breathing you. Take a big exhale in, sigh on the exhale. There we go. There we go. We may not know how to get there, but we do know that there is something that does know, and it knows the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Show Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way. And your love will light my way. And your joy will light my way. And your peace will light my way. And your truth will light my way.
As I relax into this day, I realize that there is only one life in this universe. It is the pure life of love itself expressing. All instances, all visual cues emanate from this one divine ideal. love is all there is. And so I recognize myself one with that divine expression. I allow my life to unfold. Always with purpose, forethought. I realize that I am the director of my life. Fear and punishment. Those are human ideals. They have nothing to do with the free expression of love itself. And so in recognition of that truth, I allow myself to just fall into that energy, that peace, that knowing, that harmony, that life is always connected. So in this affirmation, this affirmation, I love making up words. But it's the energy inside, that heart, that wellness of possibilities that I love. I say yes to. I recognize those divine inspirations that well up deep within myself are a calling. And I answer always on the very first ring. I say yes to my divine inspiration, knowing it all comes from that one source, that one truth, that love is all there is. So as I recognize life unfolding around me, I give great thanks for the knowingness within my heart that love is always expressing. Regardless of what I see with my own eyes, I know in my heart that the ultimate goal, the ultimate purpose is the expansion of love itself. And so now, today, I say yes. With great thanks and gratitude, I release my word to the law of mind, knowing it is done perfectly and completely. So together we say, and so it is. Amen.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I awake in this holy silence. I hear all that has never been said, and right here in this holy silence we find God when we find ourselves. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So we awake
this holy silence, we hear all that needs to be said, and right here in this holy silence, we find God when we find ourselves. Oh, and I find God when I find myself. And you find God when you find yourself. Let's take a deep breath in. So what happens to one happens to all, because there is an energy that connects everything. And so as we sing the next song, the congregational song, I want us to reflect on what is going on in the world and how we are one with everyone. Not just the people who live next door, or the people that we like, or the people that believe the way we believe, but all people. We are one with all of them. So let's take another deep breath in. Let's sing. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one. Let's sing out last time. We are one. We are one. We
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of being free? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Do what I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. You can run, but you better not hide. This is widely known. Tell me what you plan to do with your foolish pride. You're all by yourself. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to heal. Think it's true what they say about that squeaky wheel. It's always getting grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Said things are gonna be much better if you only will. Do what I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Yeah, things are gonna work out fine if you only will. You can run, but you better not hide. This is widely known. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel. It's always getting grease. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do what I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. Here we go.
Let's hear it for Jerry and the band, everybody.
We can change the world one heart at a time.
August 23rd of 2017, I ended up at JFK Hospital with complete kidney failure. I did not know I was fatal until 4 days later after they stabilized me. Reverend Michelle came out to see me, and she immediately got me on the prayer team. And that's when things started to improve for me, when I got on the prayer team. Every procedure that was done, Reverend Michelle would be with me, and she'd contact the prayer team, and they were with me there in the operating rooms and stuff, and everything took place. I remember once they had seen a tumor, then they did a sonogram on it, and the tumor was gone. And she said they had visualized it had left, just passing through. So I saw these miracles happening, and it's been 14 months now, but they're always with me, the prayer team, and I give my gratitude to this church and this prayer team that I'm here alive and I'm perfect, whole, and complete today.
We can change the world one heart.
That's the first time I've seen that video. That's cool. Kitty, she really did. She had quite the venture. So, all right, my talk today is about fear and punishment. How many people went to a kind of church growing up where there was the almighty punishing God? Yeah? And how many people feared God? You're like, uh-oh, if God sees this, I'm in deep trouble, right? Yeah, anybody go for that? Anybody have a place like that? Well, we don't believe in fear and punishment. We believe in the law of cause and effect. We believe that when we do something, there's an effect. If there's an action, there's a reaction. If there's an action, there's a response. And it's one that is a spiritual certainty, right? So here we go. It is only when the individual mind ceases combating itself that it will stop combating others. Ooh. Boy, I tell you what. I had that this morning. I had a dose of this morning. I woke up, and for some reason, I had an idea stuck in my head. And I mean, at 5:30, this idea was in there, and it was not going anywhere, and it was causing me a lot of strife. So much so that it made me get up and go on the treadmill for 2 miles. Because I thought, I have got to get this out of my body. But I was combating myself, and because of that, I was just starting to be really combative in the way I was expressing myself. Not when I got to church. I was very namaste when I got to church. But my poor husband had to deal with me when I was just in that combat mode, because it was in here, and whatever's in here is going to happen out there. So when I have to stop the battle within here in order for it to stop out there. And that's why it is with not just us, but in the world in which we live. We have to stop battling in here in order for the world to get to that place where we can build a better place where everyone lives together in harmony. I mean, that's really the ultimate goal, isn't it? For you to just live your life, me to live my life. We don't have to sing Kumbaya and go to dinner, but we do have to get along. So we have to stop combating that idea. As soon as I stop the internal battle in my head, the things around me stop fighting. Yes? Don't let something become your everything. Yeah. Think about how many times you have totally focused your life on something and it became your everything. And then everything else began to fall apart because all of your energy was spent on the something that was going wrong to begin with. So we gave up what was right to focus on what was wrong, and the something became your everything, and then the things around you began to crumble. When we take everything out of balance, then things become out of balance. So don't let one thing become your everything, because then your focus will be just on one thing, and then the other things, the things you don't take care of, are dismissed. Does that make sense? So don't let one single thing, and that's hard, because I know sometimes you're like, I'm really struggling with this. This is my struggle right now. It's all I think about. It's all I think about. It's all I talk about. It's all I email. It's all I Google search. It's all I WebMD. I talk to everybody I can. I have been to so many specialists, you have no idea. It's become my whole life. This has become my whole life. Wow. Then we need to change part of your life. Yeah, we pay attention to what we need to pay attention to, but don't let something become your everything. A complaining spirit is first a caller, then a guest, and finally a master. Where does he come up with this brilliant stuff, right? I steal it from everybody. I don't care. But think about it. First, when a complaining spirit starts out as a caller. Hey. Next thing you know, you're having dinner with them. Next thing you know, they're running your life. Think about it. When that call comes in, not literally, figuratively, when the call comes in as a complaining spirit to try to get you on the complaint wagon in your own mind, deny the call, decline it. Because once you answer it, woo, you're on the roll. Step one, you're already entertaining the complaint, and then guess what? The complaint gets to move in and spends a few days with you. Anybody ever have a complaint, spend a few days, spend the night? Well, shouldn't say that, but have a complaint. And they finally, you become a master to all of it. I mean, it becomes your master. It takes control of your life. It starts out though little, and then it becomes bigger, and then it becomes so powerful that it takes over everything. So remember, try to cut it off when it calls. And at first step. Because once you get a toe in there, it's like a guest that never wants to leave, that takes over your life. So that's the way that complaining spirit starts. In Science of Mind, direct quote, in Science of Mind, the goal of the individual is not to transcend physical reality, but to live as a free, spontaneous, transparent, and loving spiritual being in this time-space experience. Let me unpack that, okay? In the Science of Mind, it's not about transcending physical reality. It's not about that. It's about allowing ourselves to be free while we're going through life. Life happens, and we have to go through things that we have set up ourselves. Right? Admit it. I'm Joe, and I have set myself up so many times to be upset and disappointed that I can't even count them. And my name is Joe, and I'm probably going to do it again. But I'm going to be better at my coping mechanism because I have to understand, and I do understand, that that's how spiritual principles work. That wherever there's trouble in my life, who's the common denominator? You are not allowed to say me in your life. But anyway, pointing to my husband. The point is to live a spontaneous and transparent, loving spiritual environment, to actually, in this time space that we're in, to make the very best of this moment. There is only this moment. We cannot redo the moment that just passed. We can't just rewind and go, oh, do over. That moment is gone. We only have this moment right here and right now. And so I have to make the best of that. I have to learn in this time and space experience to be transparent, to be loving, and to be spontaneous. I may have things going wrong. My life is not perfect. I have things going wrong. But I have to learn to live with them while I dance this life. Does that make sense? Most of the people of the world believe their lives are the result of the conditions of the world. They live condition-based lives. In other words, I'm always coming from the problem, never looking at the solution and working my way into my experience. I'm always looking from the condition that I'm in. Never surround your dream to the noisy negatives. Come on, really? Thank you. I'm working at her, okay? Never surround your dream. And we are surrounded by noisy negatives at every turn. I'm glad the elections are over, however they turned out. I'm just glad they're over because there was so much of that energy being tossed around. And it encroaches upon our ability to live a peaceful life because there's a contention everywhere. There's a vibration and energy that's just not incompatible. It's incompatible with a harmonious, free life, right? So most of the people of the world live as a conditioned base. They're always putting out the fire of the day, instead of knowing that the fires will go out when I walk into my dream, when I'm walking from my dream. See the difference? It is not easy to turn the negative conditions to a positive faith in God. Carefully, we should cultivate the smallest spark of faith, and we should always be reminding ourselves that there is a power upon which we may rely. Sometimes, and okay, so I'll be really honest. When I have, I'll be honest, I'll tell you about, when I am in my dark mood, right, if something is going on, and someone comes up to me and goes, "Oh, but honey, you have so much to be grateful for." Really, you do? Uh-huh. Can't even hear it. Can't hear it because I don't want to hear it. Because I'm coming from the place of darkness. There has to be a spot in me open enough to get a tiny little light in there. And I know they have the best of intentions. They do, they really do. They're just trying to make me feel happy and kind of, get over it, Joe. But when you're in it, sometimes you just want to sit in it for a minute. You want to bake your misery good. Well done. You don't want to say you left prematurely. Nope, I cooked it till it was done. Some of us do that. There are other people that can snap. I'm not one of those. I tend to dig my heels in and wait for the light to show up, or wait for myself to give it a break so light can show up. I have to give it the space for a little light to show up. And it's amazing when I give it the space for a little light, then it really begins to radiate light. Because, what do they say? It only takes a little bit of light in a darkened room to lighten it up, to change the atmosphere. Just a tiny little light, a spark. And that, to me, is sometimes doable. I can do a spark. Some people will demand Broadway-type lighting. To start. It's like, no, start with just the spark. That's easy. A little bit is easy. And then from there, the rest of things will begin to grow. All right? We must throw ourselves with complete abandonment into this power, for it will never fail us. The reason some people don't change is because they sidestep opportunity and shake hands with procrastination. Just spiritually go. The spiritual slap. Sometimes we don't, and you know what? Here's the problem. As soon as you say, I want something to happen in my life, and it begins to show up, and you go, not now. Now's not the right time. Thanksgiving is coming up. I have this to do. Taxes are coming up. Christmas is coming. My birthday's coming. Oh my God, I got visitors. I don't have time to get on with my life. But I've been praying to get on with my life for quite some time, and the universe presents an opportunity, and you go, but I'm just kind of busy. Not now. Not now. Later, not now. What message does that send to the universe? You're not going to see that opportunity again. You know why? Because you just slapped it away. You just took the opportunity and went, no, I really don't want that. Now, you may have tried to couch it in, I'm way too busy, got too much going on. But the universe doesn't care about your excuse. You just said no. That's all the universe heard. It doesn't hear your excuses. It's yes, no. I want this. Yes, no. It's in front of me. Yes, no. What it doesn't want, when I say no, it says, okay, you don't have to have it anymore. When it says yes, I better be willing to do the work. I can't put it off. Because when I throw myself with complete abandonment into that power, it will never fail me as long as I'm willing to use the power, because when it shows up, if I put a delay in it, you might as well hang it up. Next thing. It's time to go on a journey of the soul. You've heard this a million times. Don't wait for your ship to come in. Swim out and meet it. If you are lonely, staying in the house is not going to fix your loneliness. If you are broke, staying in your bed with the covers over your head is not going to fix your brokenness, right? If your relationship is broken, sitting in silence angry is not going to fix it. Follow me? You have to go meet it. You have to do something so that it can come back into your experience. Because to sit there and now say, well, I don't know what to do. Really? Because I'll ask your friend who lives next door, who's so busy, I can't ever get a hold of her, how she keeps her social schedule so busy, because she's going down to the senior center and hanging out with them and going on trips and going to the movie. She's not bored at all. What's the difference between you and her? Yeah, procrastination, laziness, and the inability to move. Hello? That's just saying it, right? Just saying it. Same thing when somebody's complaining about their job. Really, you're complaining about your job. Let me see your updated resume. Do you have it done? Have you sent it out? Oh, no. Then shut up. I mean, namaste. I love you. But be quiet. Because you really don't mean it. Because many times you know what has to be done, you're just not willing to do it. That doesn't mean the universe isn't presenting it to you. It means you're not willing to do what it means to co-create with the God that created you in its image and likeness with all of its attributes. It stacked the deck with you to have what you want in your life. The deck is stacked in your favor, unlike the casino. That owes me a little money, but that's another story. The deck is stacked in your favor to be healthy and happy and have a harmonious life, to be rich and be abundant, and to be in relationships that are loving. The deck is stacked in our favor because that's how we were created. We have to learn how to play the deck out instead of not going to the table. Take a tip from our Creator. Your ears aren't made to shut, but your mouth is. Namaste, I love you too. My religion teacher used to say, Mr. Hooper, the universe gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, which means you're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. Be quiet. But think about it. Our ears aren't meant to shut, but this is. And sometimes we just need to... See, we get into a habit of talking to one another. You and I have a banter. When we talk, it's like, I talk, you talk. I talk, you talk. We have a little banter, right? God forbid there be a pause in between this connection. What'd I say? What's wrong? What'd I do? What happened? What happened? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. What did I do? Oh my God, you're still not talking to me. Did I do something? Did I offend you? Am I doing wrong? Okay. I didn't mean to go on a date with your boyfriend. Really, I did. I mean, you start confessing all your sins in that silence. You're like, oh my God, I feel like there's a priest listening to me. Because we're so used to this banter and the way it goes that we can't sit in silence with one another and be comfortable. Sometimes silence is a really powerful tool. That way you don't have to put your foot in your mouth or behind you. Because that's what happens sometimes when we insist on having this pace of our discussions. It's a spiritual thing that we do. We're exchanging energy and ideas. But sometimes I react instead of respond, which means I'm going to pay the price because I didn't really think all the way through what I was about to say. Because I didn't take the time. Twice as much as that. This can be closed for a while. You're welcome, Trey. Oh, come on, really? That was a compliment to him. He like listens to me all the time. By the way, honey, you left your speech up here. It's so sweet. Anyway, We will do well to listen to this inner voice, for it tells us of a wonderful, of a life wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, and freedom which the soul craves. And that inner voice, and some of you might go, I've never heard it, or I don't hear it often enough. But I bet you do. I bet you do. Because if someone says to me, Joe, do you want some chocolate custard? That inner voice goes, oh yeah. Do you want to go on vacation? Oh yeah. You want to do this? My instant response, oh yeah. If it can say oh yeah to custard and a vacation, or new clothes, or a haircut, or whatever it is, if I have an instant response to anything, guess what? I have an inner voice. We all do. We all do. Now, you may want to ignore the inner voice because the inner voice may have a conversation that you want to listen to because it may require you to do some, work. And change something about what you're doing and change a pattern of your behavior or change a paradigm. It might require you to do that. And maybe you don't want to hear what the inner voice has to say because, God forbid, it shed light on the situation that you want to dance in the dark with, right? Right? If this has ever happened to you, say amen. Amen. See, we're all in this together. That's the thing. We're all in this together. But the soul is craving us to have that kind of expression. So what keeps us from having that expression is our fear that we will be punished if I say something out of line or if I do something out of line, that there's going to be some retribution there. We live in a world of cause and effect. Do what you're going to do, have the effect. If it works, great. If it doesn't, not it. Yes, no. It doesn't have to be that big of a deal. We don't have to dance our whole life around this question mark. We have to learn to ride the curve on the question mark. We need to learn to ride it like a roller coaster. Just ride it. Unite with the God within. Unite with the God within first, and the things you want will seek you. If I identify with connection, what I'm seeking will seek me. But if I come from a place where I feel like I've been jilted or screwed, or somebody has messed with me, or I feel less than, or because of my gender or my sexual orientation or my color, or whether I'm male or female, as soon as I start putting excuses up, I've taken myself out of alignment with the very thing that created me in its image and its likeness and its perfection and all of the attributes therein. So when I understand that, and sometimes that's a conversation that is difficult to have with yourself because while you're having it, there's also another conversation over here on the other shoulder telling you all the reasons why you can't do what you're thinking you want to do. And we got to tell, that's the unwanted visitor. Ouch. That's the unwanted guest. That becomes my master. We shall never arrive at the truth by the denial of fact and stating the fact is an illusion. The world is not a world of illusions. It is just as real as it is supposed to be. Dr. Holmes wrote this. This is one of the hardest ones I have. This is one of the hardest. I have it highlighted in my book so many times that the highlighter looks black. It's been yellow and red and green and every color of the map. It's almost dark brown and black because I've highlighted this so many times because I can't. I'm really working on this, that things are the way they're supposed to be. And I say to myself, how can that be when a gunman went into a club in Thousand Oaks? How can that be when my friend's house has burned down? How can that possibly be that this is the way things are supposed to be? And then I have to tell myself to go back to my ministerial training where sometimes Dr. Bill Tolliver would say to us, sometimes, Joe, you're asking the wrong question that will never be answered on this earthly plane. You just have to accept that what is, and you can't do anything about it. It's done. You can only do something about the next moment of how you're going to react to it. But then I react in anger. I'm like, somebody started a fire or something did someone and they took their life. That's not right. It doesn't feel right. And then I have this internal dialogue. And then that combating of the mind. Am I too hyper? Then the combating of the mind. I had coffee between. And I had cake. I had 2 pieces of cake, coffee. Oh my God. Oh, there's going to be a big crash in about a minute. Okay. But then I start combating myself. And when I combat myself, I can never find myself into that place of peace. Of course not, because I'm creating the war. New York, New York, it's perfect. Things are the way as they're supposed to be. New York, New York kicks in. You can't script this stuff. You can't. I can't repeat it. You can't script it. So how do I say to somebody, this is the way it's supposed to be? Begin to make friends with the things you desire. You combine with what you notice. May not be what I want it to be, but I need to make friends with the way I want it to be. It may not be what I want it to be in the moment, but I need to start making friends with what I want it to be. And then things will start to combine and create themselves to the world I desire, because it has to respond that way, because it's spiritual in nature and scientific in its execution. Done. Spiritual in nature, scientific in its execution. Think about that. Begin to act as if you expect success, happiness, and abundance. Prepare for your good now. Do something to show you expect it to come. Active faith alone will make an impress on the mind, and it will be put into action. Do something. One little thing, Joe. One little beam of light, Joe. Just one little beam of light. What would that beam of light be? What would that beam of light that could shift something for you today? What would that beam be? And you know what? I bet you anything, you know what it is. You just have to say, I'm going to do this, and then do it. I bet 90% of you, maybe more, know exactly what you really need to do to change this. The question is, are you willing to step up to it and do it? That light is there, and the universe is going to support either you doing it, or it will support your procrastination and never allowing you to manifest it. You decide. You get to decide. I get to decide. Martin Luther King Jr. said, we must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope. For those of you who are worried about election results, this applies to you. One way or the other, I really don't care. Sometimes we have finite disappointment, but you don't throw out your whole life because of those. There's a huge life in front of you. And yeah, there may be things that have gone wrong, and there will be things that will go wrong again. But accept the finite disappointment. I can accept it. It is what it is. And God knows I created it some way or somehow. Say this with me, please. Nothing is worth more than this day. Say it again. Nothing is worth more than this day. Again. Nothing is worth more than this day. Nothing. You have to learn to dance with this day and lead. All of you. Nothing. You can't go back to the moment that's passed. I can't go back to yesterday. I don't really want to think about tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be there soon enough. There's nothing more important than this day. Don't wait till Monday to get started. So many people are like, well, it's the weekend. I don't want to get started on that big project. I'll wait till Monday. And then Monday comes. Well, it's too breezy out. I ate Mexican yesterday, not feeling good. I'll do it Wednesday. And then come Wednesday, there's another excuse for you not to want to do something. And then comes Friday, now the weekend's around the corner. I'll wait till Monday. You with me? Yes. Nothing is worth more than this day. Nothing. The only way to make sense out of change is to jump into it, move with it, and figure out how to dance to it. Because nothing is worth more than this day. I may not be perfect. God knows I'm not. But thank God there are people that still want to dance with me, right? And I have to be able to learn to dance. Stop it, all of you, my friend. We all dance together here. I have to learn to dance with Joe and all the things that make Joe up. Even the things that Joe doesn't like about Joe, I still have to dance with him. And I have to change him if I want to. If not, I have to learn to dance with it. I have to dance with my chocolate custard and all the things that go with that. I have to learn to dance with the things that I decide about my health, my relationships, my finances, my career, my vocation, what I do. It may not be perfect, but I have to learn to dance with it. I have to learn to dance with it because I don't have this moment again. And you know what? Trey and I have lost way too many people in their mid-50s this year. And it kind of freaked us out a little bit. I'll be honest with you, it freaked us out a lot. Because we're watching, and I went through that in the 80s when I lost everyone when I was in my 20s. And now I'm losing a bunch of people in my 50s. I'm going, whoa, I need to dance in this day because I don't know when I'll be dancing tomorrow. Not that I'm fatalistic, I just got to be in this day. I'm not being fatalistic, I'm just saying dance in this day with whatever it is. Know that there's going to be a little bit of light that's going to, yeah, you know what? I'll be real. I know I'm running really late. I got to tell a quick story. So yesterday, or the day of the gala, I was not having a good day. Not having a good day. I had to put a friend, a lifelong friend, into a rehab, and it went really not well. And then our daughter got into a car accident. She's fine, but it kind of threw everything off. And Trey and I looked at each other, and we're getting ready to get in the shower to go to the gala. I'm like, woo, gala. I'm like, how are we going to do this, man? How are we going to, we got to shift this. We got to change this gear because, I mean, the idea of the gala, I mean, everybody's worked so hard for it. But my mind, I was combating my mind and all this stuff was going on. I'm like, oh my God, Joe, we have to, both of us, I'm like, we've got to shift this. We have to shift this. So we had to do something to engage in an activity that allowed it to shift. So thank God my friend said, let's meet ahead of time. And we did. We laughed and we had a good time. Then it shifted. But if I'd have stayed home and just driven here, we would have still had that darkness in us. We had to do something to change something. You can't change something by doing no thing. Didn't mean to spit on you. Do you hear me? Are you with me? Sorry, you got a eyeful, yeah. But it's peppermint coffee, what can I say? Jump into this day. Dance in this day, guys. It's not punishment, it's not fear, it's a dance, and we have to learn to dance this dance. And they were done. Thank you.
And Sunday's your dance day, isn't it? All right, at this time I'd like to call our ushers to please come forward and as we prepare for our offering. And those of you that are live streaming, don't forget there's a donate button there, or you can text your donation to the center to support this center and to support the live streaming. All right, so let us just prepare, from that place of gratitude. That's fine. No, you're fine, sweetie. And let us just center ourselves, and as we say our prayer together, please. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center. how long have you been coming here?
Well, I think it's about 10 years.
Wow, wow. And why?
And why? Well, I was led here by a friend, and I've stayed ever since, and I love the learning. Taken all the 100 classes, the 200, and I've talked a lot of my Vancouver friends into coming, and they come down every year.
Oh, thank
Wonderful.
you. Thank you.
I love being here every Sunday.
Oh, good, good. All right. So let us bless our offering together, please. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. Okay, please give this to Annie, co-chair of our Abundance Committee. Thank you for
So I'm not
helping.
going to do a receiving line because we're celebrating our 45th anniversary today, and we have cake outside. So I want to have a little cup. I need more cake.
Yeah. More sugar, yes, yes. And I think
So
we have
I
a little
need a
sparkling, too.
a
A little sparkling
cider,
cider.
water, whatever it is. So
Yes.
we'd love to have you join us out on the patio to celebrate my 15 years
His
being
15.
here and 45 as a setter. So thank
Yes.
you again. See you outside.
See you outside. Thank you, Dr. Joe. At this time, I'd like to welcome our guests. If you are here for the first time, please stand up. Don't be bashful. We have a gift for you. We'd love to give it to you. Wow, look at all these people. Thank you for being here today. And so what we've given you is a CD holder with information about our center. And please stop by the foyer table out there and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. And then please make sure you go out and join us all out on the patio for some cake. And I'd like to, this is, especially if you're here for the first time, this is part of our prayer team. They'll be over in the Ohm Room, which is the next building over. And I'd like for all my practitioners to please stand, and ministers. This is part of the prayer. These are part of our prayer team. If you're going through, you know, like Kenise was saying, these are part of the team. If you have something you're going through, if you put a prayer request, it goes to all the practitioners, and you're prayed for. And this is part of the team. Reverend Marion's even here today. And so don't forget, we have Dale's class this week starting. We have our Rev It Up, my book study. Next Sunday, don't forget the insurance class and John of God, and please join us on the patio to celebrate. So let's just do a closing prayer. Let's just take a deep breath in, recognizing that there is one power, one life, and that life is God's life, and that life is our life right here and right now. So we live in this moment. We recognize that this is the only moment that we have. So we celebrate it. We give God a good time every moment of the day. And so we know that whatever is coming up in our life that is causing us any anguish, any angst, we are moving through it. It is an opportunity for us to hold on to that power, to that knowing that this is something that we are going through. And so we choose to live life at its fullest. We take whatever action is necessary to make our dreams come true. We make those dreams a reality with spirit. We listen to that inner voice that is always guiding us in the right direction. And so I know that this is the truth. I am so grateful for these lessons today that we have heard to enhance our life, that we are even more aware, more open to receive more of the good that we came here to experience. So I just know that this is the truth, and I relax in that. I release my word to the law that always says yes, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. What, Elizabeth? Oh, Greg, please stand. This is a wonderful gentleman that's been working so hard on our garden out there, our rose garden. Thank you. It's a sacred service. We really honor that. Please, when you're out there having your cake, go look at that beautiful garden out there. It's beautiful out there. So everyone have a wonderful week.
Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. It's up to me.